Hi, this is Tony Flynn. The date was Saturday, July 18th, 2026. The dive site were the jetties at St. Andrews State Park in Panama City Beach, Florida. The divers were Brian, Rebecca, Colin, Owen, and myself. Here's the park entrance ranger station. We arrived around 7:30 a.m., waited in a line of cars for the gates to open at 8 a.m., paid $8 entrance fee per vehicle, and we did have 2 vehicles. Once we cleared the park entrance, we followed the road southeast to the southern tip of the peninsula, where we found parking, restrooms, changing rooms, covered picnic tables, showers, and a boardwalk over the dunes to the jetties. The jetties involve northeast and southwest legs off the jetties beach. The shallow kiddie pool is the yellow-green water between the peninsula and the northeast leg. We parked both vehicles right next to each other in the eastmost rows closest to the shelters, and we were able to get 2 tables right next to each other in the southmost shelter closest to the jetties. Tables in our shelter remained vacant the whole time we were there. Here's the showers between our shelter and the boardwalk, and here is the boardwalk over the dunes to the jetties. Here are 2 views of the jetties as seen from the boardwalk, and a view of the boardwalk as seen from the jetties beach. Slack tide was estimated early afternoon, so I found a rock to sit on under a couple of palm trees and kept an eye on the kiddies while they played in the kiddie pool. Owen and I were first to get geared up and get into the water. Our plan was to enter the kiddie pool, swim northeast around the horn of the northeast leg, and confine our dive to that space just east of that northeast leg. A typical dive at the jetties might involve swimming a lap or multiple laps around both legs of the jetties. Joined back up with Brian, Rebecca, and Colin near the northeast jetty leg. Some of the clips in this video will represent useful feedback for both Colin and Owen to help perfect their buoyancy and trim management. Hello, Colin. Owen's buoyancy control was better at shallower depths, He was a little overweighted, and that larger volume in his BC needed to offset that weight compressed at deeper depths, making him more negative, which is totally manageable, and he will improve with experience. At a little over 40 feet deep, I reached the end of the tether off my diver down flag, so Owen and I ascended and remained at shallower depths. From time to time, Colin can be seen doing something of a bicycle kick, but notice he is getting some thrust off the bottom of his fins, and at times, his movements sort of approach those of a frog kick. Brian and Rebecca teamed up and continued their dive while Colin, Owen, and I teamed up, thumbed our dive, surfaced, swam back to the beach, and made our way back to the shelter. Owen logged 47 minutes total bottom time with a maximum depth of 42 feet. Colin logged 25 minutes total bottom time with a maximum depth of 22 feet. Average water temperature was 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Visibility was on the order of 30 feet. The Jetties at St. Andrews State Park in Panama City Beach, Florida, is the best shore diving within about 10 hours drive from our home near Houston, Texas. I am quite certain we will be back.